Good evening, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another night of the night sessions. A few coming in. Give it a share, guys. Get it as far and wide as you can. Our guest is backstage and ready to go. In a minute or two, I will fire up the video package and we'll get him in, have a chat, and see what's what. So, evening, Cooper. Evening, my beautiful wife. Deke, how you doing? Good to see you. So yeah, make sure you share it out. Deke, get sharing. And fire up. So, I'm gonna no introduction is required. I will play the video. You've seen him before. He's been on live with us before. Bloody hell. Deke's going on one. Parcel came today. Cheers. No problem. Remember, guys, just before we start, all of the lives that we do are in need of Harper's Fund. Up in the top corner is the QR code. If you want to donate, then it is there, or you can find it in the bio of any of our social media. So, yeah, without any further ado, we have the man himself. Stevi is hilarious. James, go on YouTube if you can. We were friends for a lot of years, nearly 10 actually. It doesn't feel like it, but a lot of stories to tell. And who better to tell you the story himself but this man. So hold tight, guys. Enjoy this, and let us begin.
I drink champagne with kings and queens. The politicians praise my name. But those were someone else's dreams, the pitfalls of the man I became. For years and years, I chased their cheers, a crazy speed of always needing more. But when I stop and see you here, I remember who all this was for. And from now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights. From now on, watch, wait until tomorrow starts tonight. It starts tonight. And blended promise in me start. Like an anthem in my heart. From now on. From now on. From now on. And we will come back home. And we will come back home. And we will come back home.
Wow.
Good evening.
Wow. That gave me goosebumps. That was wow. Brought back a lot of memories, and nearly welled up there actually, because you sometimes forget in life who you are. And
It's a story, right? It's a story, man.
it is that was a great package there, and it gave me goosebumps. Thank you. That was lovely. Really nice. Thank you.
Well, guys, if you don't know, Stephen,
Yeah. Me.
the middle name is just Stephen A. Ritchie. I forgot Stephen Andrew Ritchie was
That's the one.
born on the 17th. I've got December here. It's not December. It's September.
No, it's September. Yeah.
17th of September 1980, which means he's a year younger than me, although I look younger, but that's different.
I don't know about that.
In Northwick Park Hospital, Brant.
Yeah.
At 3 years old, moved to Essex, and has been one of them ever since. He has moved from there, but his family, some of his family, I believe, are still there.
Yeah.
Parents, sisters, all the rest of it.
Yeah, my family in Essex, in Colchester, and my daughter is in Southampton, who I saw a show last night. She was absolutely fucking brilliant.
I seen a poster about that today. Actually.
He's so good, like super talented. I was so shocked when she started singing. I literally nearly dropped to the floor. I didn't think she could sing like that, and no word of a lie, I had to look twice if that was her or if that was her singing, and it fucking was. And I'll tell you what, wow, I didn't realise. I don't know if someone was watching. I did let her know, but she was absolutely star of the show, amazing, and I'm so proud that she is now officially, for me, a singer and a dancer. So
she must have got her music voice from her mum, then, did she?
Well, it certainly won't for me. Put it that way. Maybe her dance moves from me, but not her singing. That's for certain. Because her singing is honestly, it was beyond outstanding. It was just wow.
Quick welcome to everyone that's coming in. I will get to your comments at some point, but I'll start as I always do. As I said, when Stevie was born, where he was born, what was life like as a kid growing up as Stevie Ritchie or Stephen Ritchie at the time?
Well, I mean, I'll write a book on this one day. I mean, but you know me for a long time now. But I mean, my first few years, I can't really remember much of my life. But all I can remember was when I was in my sort of infant and teens. I was quite a shy kid. I was, I would hate getting in front of people. I would hate getting up in front of people and talking, let alone singing. I would hate, getting just involved with anything. I was kind of a bit like a introvert than anything else. I just didn't like the fact of, being in front of people. It scared me. It frightened me, and yeah, I got anxiety about it. And so, life growing up, I had a loving family who are still on this earth. A lot of hardship, a lot of ups and downs, as we all, have. But I had a loving family. They still love and support me to this day. And if it weren't for my parents, I don't think I'd be here right now, to be honest with you.
I've had the luxury of speaking to your parents a few times and your sisters and stuff, and it's a good, nice, strong family. Yeah,
they're great, mate. They're great. I mean, they're so supportive, in every aspect. I mean, they live in Colchester. I live in Buckinghamshire. So it's I don't see them as much. I've got a couple of gigs this weekend. I will see my mum, dad, and maybe my sisters. I don't know. But yeah, they're great. They're honestly a fantastic family to have.
So we'll come back down that road in a little bit. That's how we usually do it, and we'll talk about a few things, and we'll come back. Everybody will know you from X Factor.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a bit about your journey? How many times you auditioned? What happened? What's the sort of up and down of the situation or the process?
Yeah. So I mean, I just fast forwarding a lot. I auditioned for X Factor about 7 times throughout the whole of the 10 or 11 years or 12 years it was on, not in a row, but I kept going back and going back and going back. I thought, and then I just said to myself, bollocks to this. I've had enough. That's it. That's me done. And then I wasn't going to do it again. And then I heard Simon Cowell was coming back on the year 2014. And I thought to myself, all right, fuck it. I'll just do it one last time, and if I don't get in this time, I'm putting the nail on that coffin on that son of a bitch. And so what I done, I was a bit late actually applying, because one of my friends applied. She got in London, and then I applied, and they said we don't have no auditions in London. However, you could either go to Liverpool or Birmingham. And I thought, well, I ain't going to bloody Liverpool, it's too far. So I ended up at Birmingham. It was really, I remember the day so well. I got it off work. I was in the call centre at the time. And I thought, well, fuck it. You know, I didn't even want to go, to be honest. At first, I thought, oh, God, I've got to go that way, and I'll probably get rejected. So I went all that way. It was chesty cough over. I went all that way. It was pissing down rain, cold. I turned out in my fucking suit and pink bloody shirt and everything else you've seen the video. I waited 4 hours out in the stadium, Birmingham City Football Stadium, and we went up in these booths, and you could hear everyone singing, and they were good. Like, they were proper, really good voices. And I thought to myself, bloody hell, what am I doing now? I was going to turn around and just walk out, but then I thought, do you know what? Nah, don't do that. That's weedish, Steve. That's a coward's way out. So I got guided to this booth, and the guy, I remember him so well. I won't say his name because I do know him, but he said to me, right, what are you going to sing? Verse and a chorus, please. And he was very blunt, and I thought to myself,
is that somebody I know?
No. This is one of the he is the head of psycho talent for Simon Cowell of X Factor and Britain's Got Talent, basically. And he was the head, and I didn't know this. He's the main big guy. And
is that not who I think it is? It starts with a B.
That's it.
Yeah,
don't say his name. Don't say his name.
No. I've seen him a few times when I auditioned.
Because I gave you those details, didn't I? He's the head of it. So I said, right, I'm going to sing George Michael and Queen, Somebody to Love. And I said my name and where I'm from, blah, blah, blah. I belted out this fucking song. And then I thought to myself, okay, it's going to be a no. And he said, I'd like to put you through to the next round. And I was like, what? Really? So he gave me this yellow ticket. And I don't know where it is. It's somewhere at home. I think I've still got it. It's a yellow ticket saying, congratulations, you've passed on to the second stage of the X Factor Premier rounds. And I had to come back the next day. And I thought, oh, shit, I've got to go back again. So I went back again, and I've never, ever in my life got past the second stage of the Premier rounds of X Factor. I've always bombed out. They've always said no. Anyway, I went back, cut a long story short. There was two girls in the room, and I remember it so vividly in my mind. They were sitting there. They had a laptop in front of them, and they said, what are you going to sing? I said, Somebody to Love, George Michael and George Michael and Queen. And they said, you do know it's a verse and a chorus? I said, yeah, just stop me when you've had enough. So they put the CD on, and I started singing, and I sang the whole fucking song. They did not stop me, and they were talking amongst themselves. And anyway, I finished the song. I was just about to get a rejection. The woman got up. She went, I'm going to put you through now to the next stage, which is you'll be with the main producers, with Psycho, like Sony and all them, and you'll be filmed. And I thought, fuck, I nearly dropped to the floor. I was like, what? Really? But of course, I had to come back the next day. So I went back the next day, and there weren't many people there then. There was probably about 50 odd people. And I thought, wow, 4,000. And I've got down to the last 50. You know, there weren't many people at all. And I thought, I might have a chance here. So I done my audition, and then they said to me, they asked me a lot of questions about myself and asked if I was free during the whole, process of the show. And they said, if you're successful, you're here within 4 to 6 weeks. And I went, all right, thought nothing of it, thought absolutely nothing of it. Didn't hear nothing for about 4 weeks. I put my phone in my car purposely. I don't know why I did it that day. I'm getting goosebumps saying this. And I went into the gym. I left my phone in the car. Thought, fuck it, just leave the phone in the car. Anyway, finished my gym session. Come out. There's a missed call and a voice mail on my answer phone, and I remember picking it up, and she said, her name's Katie, and she said, "Hello, Stevie. Could you please give us a ring back? This is Katie calling from X Factor. Thank you so much." So anyway, I thought, what the fuck is this? What is this? Could it be that, I made the round or whatever? So anyway, I got back. Long story short, she told me you're through to the main judges. And there we go. The rest is history. I sort of, they told me what songs to sing, gave me an interview, and then there we go. What you saw there, what many people don't know, is you have to go through 3 rounds before you could see the main judges, and that's what I done.
And what was it like going on the stage in front of the judges for the first time?
Oh my God.
Did you see them before, or did you just see them then?
I literally didn't see them at all. I knew they were there on the day, and they were quite caring towards me, all the runners and producers and everything. And they told me what they want me to do. So I had this room where I could practice. No one else really did, and I did. And I thought, what? Why are they giving me? Because they said they want me to sing this specific song, this specific version of Somebody to Love, because they've never had anyone perform before. So I couldn't believe it. So I was like, okay. Anyway, I was shitting my pants literally before I saw these judges. I said to the runner, they're going to hate me. 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 And I was really in an anxious, hysterical state of mind, thinking this could go either way. This could either go where I made a twat of, or I could go through and progress. And anyway, I saw the judges. I thought, I'll just be me. If they don't like me, fair enough. And I just went in that room. I blasted out Somebody to Love, and Simon put his hand up like that. He stopped me, and I thought, oh shit. This is what was going on in my mind. I thought, that's not good when Simon Cowell puts his hand up to stop you singing. And then he said to me, "Could you sing Dance to Me Tonight, Ollie Murs?" And I said, "Simon, I don't know it." He goes, "Well, you got it on your list." I said, "Well, I was going to sing that in the next round." He said, "Well, sing it anyway." I went, "What?" He said, "Sing it anyway." So there was me thinking in the back of my mind, I don't fucking know this song at all for the life of Adam for me. And the song started playing, obviously, and I forgot the lyrics, but I just made a bit of fucking song and dance out of it, bit of a joke. And I made the judges all piss themselves. Literally, they were howling, right? Like all 4 of them were just howling. And because of that, they put me through. They thought I was funny. They thought I was a funny guy, the David Brent of, whatever. And I got put through. And then, of course, as the stages went on, boot camp and six chair challenge, judges' houses, there you go. That is the story behind my X Factor journey. And then, of course, you watch the rest.
It was at the time that you done that. I didn't know you personally at that time. And
no, you didn't. No,
I was doing my own thing, singing on TV at Elstree, and it was through that I got to know you. But through people that knew people. But
you messaged me on Twitter. I remember it very well.
I had that room as well when I done my bit on Elstree. It was just a big empty room, and the sound was amazing because there was nothing in it, just a big mirror along the wall, and it was cool. Like, again, as you just said, I was the only person that went up to the room to sing because I wanted to see what it sounded like with the acoustics in the room, and it was great. But that was a different story altogether. But yeah, I get it. So, what was it like every week? Did you think you'd get as far as you did?
No.
Did you, I know from other friends that people give you a bit of a word in your ear and let you know, and you'll know who I'm talking about. that you're going to be all right this week. You're going to be all right this week. And
Yeah,
stuff like that, right?
yeah, that's right. I mean, I to be honest with you, the first week I thought, well, I'm not going to go past the first week. I'll be out. You know, I'm not the strongest of singers in the competition. In fact, I'm probably the weakest. And I knew that. I thought to myself, well, okay, I've made it this far. I've got on the show. If I go out, I'll go out. But I remember on the results show, I remember my name being called out, and I burst into tears thinking, wow, I didn't expect that at all. And people are voting for me to stay in. And I just remember got backstage. I was so like, I suppose, emotional and cried. And I just said, I didn't expect to get through. I thought I'll be out. I thought I'll be up for a sing off on the Sunday. And I remember it. And it was just like a really big moment for me, because I thought people voted for me to stay in and voted through the app or paid money, 10, 20p, whatever, to vote for me to stay in. And I thought to myself, well, that for me, even if I go out next week, at least I've made 1 week, you know. And then, you know, as it just week on and week out, I was like, wow, people are. I remember there was 1 week, and I think it was Phantom of the Opera week, and I remember that apparently I read in the paper I was the people's favourite. I was the people's favourite. Whether I was Simon's favourite is another thing. As a person, I was, but not as a singer. So I remember it so clear, and I read about it. I was like third out of everybody, like top vote, and that was it. Like people started to buy into me as a person, and just think I was funny and entertaining, and they wanted to keep me in because I was the gift that kept on giving. And people wanted to see what I was going to do next, and some people even just wanted to see me and just see what I was going to be up to, because I gave that kind of I don't know, that outlandish kind of, you know, showman kind of, you know, I don't give a fuck sort of thing. I'm gonna just enjoy it. And I remember Ollie Murs going on radio, and he talked about me, and he said, if you look at Stevi Ritchie, he's the only one who looks like he's enjoying it. He's the only one. And I remember Ollie's words because I heard it. And he said, he's the only one who looks like he's enjoyed it. And then Robbie Williams got on board and went Team Ritchie. So for me, them two alone, who are massive selling, you know, artists in the world, I have their like support. Ollie and fucking Robbie Williams were back in Team Ritchie, and I was happy with that. I was like, fucking, I'm happy, you know.
And that came from being a wild card.
Yeah, literally being a wild card. Yeah.
As far as I am aware, if my facts are right, you're the only wild card that got that far in the series.
Yes, last wild card standing now, and that's correct, mate. Yeah. Last one standing. There was 4 wild cards that year, and I was one of them, and I was the last one standing.
And it was Cheryl that came and told you, if that's right.
That's correct. Yeah. She invited me to this. Well, not her personally, but the X Factor team invited me to this hotel called the Langham Hotel in London, very posh, and they didn't let on. They said originally to me they wanted to say goodbye for all my hard work and persistence and this, that, and the other, you know. And I thought it was a bit strange. So I went along, and I sat down, and then walked Cheryl, and then she said to me, I'm choosing you as my wild card for Simon Cowell's category, and you've made the live shows. And of course with that, I was just like, what? You know, because I was ready to go back to normal life. You know, on the call center and the phones, because I thought to myself, I've made it to judges' houses. That alone is a big fucking achievement. If you get to the last 6 out of thousands and thousands of applicants, and you get to that last 6 judges' houses, go to LA, you know you've done good. So I thought to myself, you know what? I've got this far. I'm happy. What will be, will be. I'm getting goosebumps saying it again. Fuck me. And then I get that text, that call, and then that was it. Bang. Live shows, here we come.
So how big was the gap between the Pontins thing and X Factor? Was there years between that, or because you'd always been into the music and entertaining, whatever? So
yeah.
what
So
was there a big gap in that?
Yeah, Pontins was when I was 21 years old. And I was a Pontins Blue Coat. And of course, I got on X Factor when I was 32, 33. So it was a good 10, 11 years. But I learned how to work a stage at Pontins. I learned so much at Pontins. I learned how to deal with crowds, learned how to work a crowd. I was in shows. I was calling bingo, DJing, dancing, learning party dances. And anyone that was a party entertainer, they know. And Shane Ritchie has always said, if you want to get in this business, be a coat, be a trooper. And I've said this to my daughter as well. Just learn the craft, learn how to work a fucking audience, learn how to do a microphone, and learn how to perform. And that's where I sort of pretty much learned my craft. Yeah.
So I'm just going to jump to some of the comments because there's shitloads. I just want to get a couple of them.
Any bad ones?
No. Cooper as usually. We'll get back to that one though. He says Stevie has a rare ability to entertain. Cooper is the one that was on the live with us.
Yeah, before. I remember going. Yeah, all right, Coop. How you doing?
Jamie's got a good question. Jamie says, do you think the previous rejection helped shape your performance?
Yeah, 100%. Because, with rejection, it makes you either two things. You could either give up or fight on and give it everything next time. So rejection is part of life in every aspect, whether it be, relationships or career or jobs, whatever. So I think rejection even does help. It kind of gives you life skills. That's what I think. So yeah, it did help me 100%. I just kept fighting and there we go. It does help if you get rejected because you want to prove to yourself you can do it.
Just a quick highlights from Hotman. Hotman, how you doing? He's one of my top guys. How's it going, Mark? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Are we getting a song tonight? No, we're not set up for singing tonight.
Another
Mark,
time.
Which Pontins?
Pakefield. In fact, I was there last week at Pakefield and I was performing. And a funny thing was I lost my virginity at that camp when I was just 20, near 21, I think I was. 2021? Yeah, I lost 21? My virginity. Yeah.
So you started late but went mental for years after it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Crazy, eh? But yeah, Pontins I have a lot of fond memories. I'll write a book in it one day of all the shit I got up to there, all my rebelness, because I was a rebel there and a diva. Well, that ain't changed. The diva ain't changed. But, being a rebel, I was a right rebel. And yeah, Pontins Pakefield, big shout out. Yeah, late bloomers, absolutely.
He made up for it. I know. But yeah, so from X Factor, obviously you went on the tour with them after that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of these answers because we spoke about a lot of these stuff a lot, but
we
I'm asking them as if I don't know, so.
Also, yeah, no problem, mate.
What was it like touring with X Factor?
Oh, when I found out I made the tour, I cannot tell you how that felt. I mean, getting on the show was one thing, like winning the lotto, but bloody hell, getting on the tour was my feet didn't touch the floor. It was just so amazing. Knowing like I was part of the 8. And I remember before I went on, they showed the video of me, and I remember all these screams and shouts and claps and Stevie. And this was before I just about to go on stage in front of 20,000 people. And I thought to myself, fuck, this is crazy shit. This is absolute mental. And it was one of the best feelings I've ever had, just being on stage, 20,000 people, you and versus them, and performing and knowing that they love you, or some people did hate you, but most loved you. And it was great. And we toured everywhere. You know, we went up and down the country. It was, you know, good fun, good money. And we met a lot of people, and of course we were all a family, so it was great.
So from then, obviously bookings came, gigs, then the other TV stuff, Celebrity Big Brother, Who Doing the Dishes, Judge, Romesh, I think it was called, I remember saying that. Lots of other ones. A few movie parts and stuff like that as well.
Right.
What have you enjoyed most from all that? And the single, obviously, as well, Christmas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's been the best time out of it all?
I suppose, if I'm being honest, I mean, I've got no regrets. I've enjoyed every single moment of my journey, whether it ends tomorrow or, you know, or next year. But I have to say, my favorite moment, I have two favorite moments in my life. Obviously, getting on the X Factor was just crazy. But also when my daughter ran on stage and hugged me and said I did fine, that was a big moment for me. She was only a little one at the time. And taking Simon Cowell out for dinner at the Harvester, which is well documented. So for me, the whole experience, I have no regrets, but I think getting on the X Factor for me was the biggest probably moment of my life, other than my daughter being born.
Cooper says you can rely on Stevi for a bit of sexy chat. We know from the last live. We know.
I think what you mean by sexy chat.
for sure. Mark says, is Simon Cowell a total tit?
Hello, Mark. No, absolutely not. Well, he certainly wasn't to me. He was very caring towards me. He always asked how I was. He had my back. And you know what? He didn't want to let me go. He didn't want to let me go. He didn't like my singing as such, but he loved me as a person. He really had a lot of time for me. Out of all my my group, he had a lot of time for me. And I have no bad word to say about the man. He gave me a big opportunity in life, along with the producer of the show. And for him to do that when he could have chose anyone, I have a lot of good words to say about him.
And obviously, I talk about the other TV programs and stuff like that. There's been a lot of opportunities have came from being on that one show. There's been a lot of opportunities came from that.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people, I suppose, don't get that opportunity either. So
very true. A lot of people, they don't get an opportunity, and sometimes it can be very hard because you kind of, if you keep getting rejected, you kind of go into a dark place. But I was very grateful, and still am to this day, that, you know, if I die tomorrow, at least I can say I've had my fame. I've had a bit of fortune, and you know, most people in this country, not all, but they would know who I am without sounding big-headed. If they go back to 2014, 2015, my two biggest years, they would know who I am. So I'm very grateful for that.
I'm just checking the comments. Celebrity Big Brother was fantastic, says Cooper.
Thanks, Coops.
The wife's put a comment in. That's a good question. What's your biggest mistake you've made in life?
Ooh, Kelly. Oh, now that is a good question. Biggest mistake I've made in my life. If I'm being honest, and I regret it to this day. And this is my own doing, by the way. I wasn't there for my daughter's birth, and I should have been, and I didn't. So obviously, Summer is my world. If no one knows who Summer is, she's my 16-year-old daughter. She's my absolute fucking world. And I'll tell you something: if she weren't on this earth, I don't think I would be, because she keeps me going. She gives me meaning to life, and she gives good advice. So my biggest regret was not being there for my daughter at birth, and that was my own doing, no one else's fault.
She's just came in with another question. How come you weren't there?
Because me being me, I didn't know what Braxton Hicks was at the time, and I went along to a recall audition. You're going to laugh at this. I got recalled for the Fat Controller in Thomas the Tank Engine. Now, don't fucking laugh. So I went along and I went there, and at the time I chose that. And of course I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what Braxton Hicks was. I didn't know what it was. I was young. I was young. I was 26, 27, but I didn't know what the fuck it was. So me being stupid, I went along. I done that instead, and it's one of my biggest regrets. But you know, someone knows all about it. You know, I've made up for it since. I've not missed any of her birthdays since, and I've always been there for her. Whenever she needs me, she knows where I am. In fact, I saw her yesterday at a show. You know, I drove, you know, 4.5 hours there and back, you know, round trip to see a show. And I tell you what, wow, I'm so proud of that girl. You have no idea.
How do you feel starting off from Pontins and ending up there again?
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, Kelly. You never ever knock the place where you started. Never. Because Pontins for me, although some people probably think it's whatever, you know, under the barrel or whatever, for me, Pontins gave me a lot of experience, life experience, and it gave me who I am today, being the showman, being how to work an audience, how to involve people. And I love going back there performing because I kind of reminisce. And in fact, I was there last week, and I went to this chalet where I lost my virginity, and it's still there, just changed the number, that's all. And I went there, I took a picture of it. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to reminisce. So I love going back there. I love performing. I love all the Pontins Blue Coats and all the staff there. They're so lovely. So, yeah, I don't mind going back there. I'm quite humble when it comes to gigs. I don't think I'm above them or below them. I just fucking love performing on stage.
Cooper says you could definitely pull off the fight. He probably did pull them off.
At the time, Coops, I was quite a big boy, and I mean, I'm lean now. I've got abs. I've got muscle definition. I watch what I eat. I don't drink. I vape, but that's it. But yeah, at the time, yeah, I could have passed for the Fat Controller, but I didn't get the fucking job in the end anyway.
I'm just looking for. Oh yeah, this one. What about back in these days? Do you want to tell us about these, please?
Oh, fuck me. Bloody hell, Aaron. So, yeah, what Aaron's holding up there,
Charging.
I trained because I thought to myself, well, I love singing, but my also passion was wrestling. So I trained to be a professional wrestler for a year, and I turned semi-professional, and my name was Sexy Steve Straight. And as you can tell by that picture, pink hot pants, fucking a camp wrestler. And I'll tell you what, it hurt being slammed, but I enjoyed it because I entertained yet again the people that were watching. And it was great. You know, I just had to give it up because being slammed on that canvas, believe you me, it hurts after a while. So hats off to any wrestlers. Fuck me, it's not fake. It fucking hurts.
Mm-hmm. I'm just checking. Cooper says, a lot of big stars' careers began at holiday camps.
Exactly, yeah. Coops, Shane Ritchie, Des O'Connor, who else? Stephen Mulhern, Michael Barrymore. You know, a lot of big names started. And I don't care what anyone says, that is the place to train if you want a career in the entertainment industry, because you learn everything. You really do. You know,
Who did you just mention?
Michael Barrymore.
I have messaged Michael Barrymore about doing an interview.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
He is a fucking hero of mine, regardless what happened in his personal life, right? You look at his career, he was the king of TV, right? He, for me, had this knack of just literally responding quickly, ad-libbing, presenting. He was good with people. And he was the best. He was the best. And I always said, if I could have a career back in the day like Michael Barrymore, I would do it.
Not more sexy, Doc.
Oh, I see.
Cooper says, that's another question. You return many times to your fitness routines. Is it hard to find the motivation?
No. Do you know what? Sometimes I wake up in the morning and go, oh, fuck, I've got to go gym. But I know once I'm there, I'm going to work my ass off. And, you know, I keep my physique looking lean because I don't want to get, with all due respect, I don't want to get big again. So I keep my body looking good because healthy body, healthy mind. And I love it.
Kelly says, did you go back there for memories in the chalet?
I just wanted to take a photo, but there was no girls or anything present. It was just
You
the
took
chalet.
a photo. You took a photo
Of the chalet, yeah.
Oh my God.
Fucking right. We're talking 20 odd years ago, 22 years ago that, you know, I lost my virginity in that chalet.
And the
So,
place that I lost mine, I'd rather forget it forever. Like,
well, you must have had a bad experience, I mean.
no, well, I don't know if it was a bad experience or not, but yeah, not something I want to really remember. In fact, I can't remember, you know, several times after that because I was quite a timid boy. I wasn't really into, you know, sexy time and all that. You know what I mean? I was quite well behaved.
And you've made up for it since.
No, I wasn't well behaved.
You made up for it since.
Wasn't as bad as you. Wasn't as bad as you, but I was. I'm getting around now. She says, "Wilson, shut up. I don't want to know." No, you really don't. You really don't want to know. There's a question from Cooper. If we get you in the jungle, what would be your biggest fear?
Spiders. Hate them. Can't stand them. I hate them. Spiders scared the shit out of me.
It's a pretty. I wouldn't have admitted that on an interview, just in case it ever happened, because it would be used.
Well, that's if I get picked and if they see this interview, Owen. Hey,
you never know. You never know.
Well, you never know. True. Weirder things have happened. So there you go.
Is that the? Well, I mean, I know a lot of the answers to some of these questions, but it's the one thing that's evaded you that you've wanted as much as anything else, as long as I've known you. Is that still the case?
What's that with the
jungle?
Oh, mate, 100 billion%. That is my last and final dream reality show. If I got on that, whatever the outcome, I will bow out to God, to the universe, and say, thank you so much. And my journey will be complete. And if I got something from that, that is an extra bonus. But for me, that is the only thing I want to do. The only show that I would love to do. And then I will bow out and give my life to God. 100 billion%.
Everyone remember to vote for Stevi if spiders are involved. They will. They will. 100%. They will. That's what
Well,
they do. That's what they do.
got to get on
As
it
soon as you
first.
say-
But thanks, guys.
Kelly says you wouldn't hack it, you'd leave.
Kelly, I'm a fighter. I wouldn't leave. I'll get voted out or I would win. I would not leave at all. I would keep going and going. And yes, I'll get hungry and hangry. But you know what? I would love to be on. That is the show. That is the show I would love to do.
So, as we always get to this kind of stage, it's all fine and well having the good times and having the success, being known everywhere, going through all of everything. But along with that, a lot of people, what they don't talk about and what we like to find out about on this show is about the bad times as well, because everybody goes through bad times. Everyone thinks it's all sunshine and rainbows when you're in the public eye, or whether you're a celebrity, or whether anything of that kind of level must bring some bad times as well.
Oh yeah.
And how's that been for you, and how have you helped it, or have you, if you have? I mean, I know I'm just asking the question.
Yeah.
I know, but
You know, I mean, you know as well as I do. I've been in some dark places. You know, I remember that I couldn't cope one day, and this is when me and you were really kind of talking day to day for hours and hours. And I remember it so clear in my head, where I just wanted to end it all. You know, I was in a real fucking horrible dark place. And I remember walking down the road from my parents, and there was a bridge. And underneath it, there was loads of cars passing. It was a motorway, basically. And I think I messaged you, or you asked me what I'm up to, and I said I'm about to, you know, do.
finish it.
Yeah, I'm about to finish my life, basically. And then you kind of saved me in a way, because you sent me a picture, and I've still got it on my phone. You sent me a picture of me and Summer, and with a zigzag line down it. And when you done that, I looked at that picture, I get goosebumps now. And I thought, I can't do this. You know, Summer, how selfish would that be? You know, to do that. And Summer had been as young as she is at the time in my life. And I thought to myself, I can't do this. I can't. So you kind of saved me that day, because I was going for a real bad fucking time in my life. Well, I just couldn't cope anymore. I just wanted just to finish and end my life. I just didn't care. But then when you sent that picture, it kind of switched for me. So, you know, sometimes we all get in these dark places where we just can't cope anymore, and you know, we've had enough. We want to give it in and jack it in, you know. And I was there, and I've been there a couple of times, and it's always in the back of my mind, what if I could do that? But then I always go back to my daughter, because she's my savior at the end of the day.
The come down from X Factor must have been difficult to deal with.
Yeah, Gary, it was. I mean, you're 1 minute on this high, and X Factor is like this conveyor belt. It goes round and round, next, and it goes round and round, and you get addicted to fame. You get on this high, and then all of a sudden, that's it. It's ended. You know, but I had a lot of issues going along in my life, and I just couldn't cope anymore. That was it. I was just like, nah, that's it. But when you send that photo, I've still got it on my phone. How weird. right? You sent that, and it struck a bell in my head.
So you said a few times you've been in similar situations. Now, do you boil that down to your own personal life? Do you put that down to everything all of a sudden starts getting slower, the work gets slower? Like, was there reasons, like any really personal reasons, you don't have to go into it, but I mean in general, was there like a catalyst that makes you get to that low level?
I think, sometimes in life, and I'm sure I'm not the only one out there who's probably listening, sometimes it gets all a bit too much for us, and we kind of think, can't do this anymore. Life's hard, and it is hard for everyone, not just me. I'm not wanting sympathy or a sob story, but sometimes things get too much for you, and the heavy weight on your shoulders just brings you down, and you just think, everything about your life, you just kind of, it gets to you, and you especially if you live alone, you kind of, if you're like me, your mind plays tricks on you, and you kind of, if you are alone, your mind just it overthinks it. And what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And it all becomes too overwhelming, too much. And then sometimes you just think to yourself, I can't do this anymore. And you do. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who's been there. I'm sure of it, because if you're anything like me, then you know where I'm coming from. I have been in some dark places, and sometimes like I said, I go back there and then I come out of it again. We've had a lot of conversations, and you know a lot about me, my deepest, darkest secrets. You know a lot more so than a lot of people, actually. And you know that.
Yeah, for 100%. And how? Got another couple of questions coming up, but how did you get yourself out of that situation? Like, did you get yourself out of that situation? Did you get any help for that situation? Like,
yeah,
and all of it. Like, how do you deal with it?
See,
for people that don't know how to deal with things when things go wrong, I mean.
Yeah, no, totally. I know where you're going with this. So how I got out of it was, I always think about the positives in my life, all the pros, and then I see the cons, and I think to myself, well, I can't really sort the cons out, although I can sort some of them out. There are some out of my hands, out of control. I can't deal with that. But then I think of all of the positives in my life. For instance, I've got a lovely house. I've got a couple of cars. I've got food on the table. I'm paying my bills. I've got a gorgeous daughter and family. I've got some good, trustworthy friends. You think of the positives, and then sometimes they do outweigh the negatives. Now, don't get me wrong, my life's not fucking, like you said, it's the sunshine and rainbows. It's not hunky-dory. It's not fairies with harps and angels with harps or whatever. It's not that at all, because we all shit on the same seat. We all go through different shit, and I'm just like everybody else. I'm just fortunate enough to have had what I had, my opportunities, and now I'm just like, I'm thinking of my positives, and sometimes those negatives creep in. They creep in, and I'm trying to like, no, you're not. No, you're fucking not. No, you're not. So you got to think of the positives and then the negatives. Have you got food on the table? Are you paying your bills? Have you got a loving family, kids, friends that you can rely on, that you can trust with your heart? Have you got a roof over your head? Have you got a job? If you can think of that, they're things to be grateful for. Trust me.
So I get that completely. Like, as you know,
yeah,
I've been there a few times.
Yeah.
But it's
I know you as well.
There's a lot of people that come into some of the lives that we do that have gone through some real bad times and stuff, and we try and help them best we can. But again, a lot of time you've got to help yourself, and a lot of things that happen, I think it takes a long time to realise, but a lot of people realise there's things that you can't help in the world, but some of the things that do happen are your own doing, and you've got to try and put that right, or do the right thing and make it better the next time round, or whatever. Or there's a million different things that cause the issues with mental health and illness and stuff like that. And and I'm a big believer, as you know, and everyone makes mistakes, but it's what you do
after
make it better that is, and we've all been there.
Absolutely.
Kelly says, did you feel like that because the fame didn't go quite the way you wanted it to?
Good question, Kelly. I suppose I had this vision in my head where I wanted to go in life. And I'm not saying it's never too late. Anything is possible. Anything can happen just like that in this industry. But I had this vision in my head where I wanted to go. I wanted to kind of go into a career of TV hosting. I've still got that childhood dream in my head, because when I was 16 years old, I saw Shane Ritchie do the Shane Ritchie Experience, and I saw him and I went, that's what I want to do. I want to sing. I want to host my own show, like the Stevie Ritchie Night with Stevie Ritchie or something like that. But of course my name wasn't Stevie at the time, it was Stephen. So I had this vision and thought in my head, that's where I want to be, that's where I want to go. And I've still got this dream to this day. I'm hoping I will still become that TV host, even if it's on a Channel 4, Channel 5 show. I'm not going to be the next fucking Anton Deck or the next Dermot O'Leary.
But you have done a bit of hosting, though.
Yeah, I've done a bit of hosting. I've been offered this radio show that I'm meant to be doing. It's just fitting it in, obviously, with my schedule. But never quit on your dreams or what you want to do. But I've always had this vision of, I want to go there. But of course, sometimes the universe don't bring you what you want. It only gives you what you need when you need it.
Cooper's brought up one of them. Last time we spoke, you were sort of in between relationships. How's your life like these days?
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, that's a hard question to answer. I mean, I've always got someone in my mind. I'm not going to mention her, but she's always in my head. She's always in my mind. And I do still love her. But, at the moment in time, I'm just happy just being on my own, so to speak. And I wish no harm or bad feeling towards any of my ex-relationships at all. I don't. In fact, I wish them well and all the best. But for me at the moment, sometimes you got to take yourself out and focus on yourself, and decide what you want, whether it's good or bad. You've got to do that. So for me, I'm happy just being on my own at this moment in time.
Kelly said, she said this to me many times over the years, mistakes can be made, but when you keep doing it, it's not a mistake anymore. People throw the sorry word out way too much.
Yeah.
Very true.
Very true. Yeah, very true. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree, Kelly. Yeah, you're right.
It's like I just said, you know what I mean? Everyone does things, and
I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect. I can be, if I'm being honest with you now, I could be a right arsehole. I can be a dick a lot of times, but then I am all right. until it's time not to be.
I can confirm that sometimes you can't be a dick. I can confirm that because we've had a lot of conversations.
Correct. You're
And
absolutely correct.
I'm the first person to tell you. You know what I mean? And the same. You know, I've done things and you said the same thing to me. But
I
that's
admit
life,
my shit, Owen. I admit my shit. I do. And yeah, well, no one's perfect. No one. I don't care what you say. No one is perfect in this world. What's that question? Did you ever seek professional help with the mental health? I myself are antidepressants. Jedwix, hello. Thank you very much for the question. Let me just tell you, many years ago, well before X Factor, I did go to the doctor because I kept going every single week without fail. I had a bit of a nervous breakdown. I went to drama school and I had to quit, and I had a real bad issue of leaving home. So anyway, doctor he gave me these happy pills, but I refused to take them. Now, I didn't want to take them because I thought to myself, if I rely on these, then I'm going to rely on them the rest of my life. And if I can't get myself out of this, then fuck me, what's the point? So my answer to you, Jedowix, you know, I know it's hard, but if you can wean yourself off them and find the inner love within yourself and make yourself happy, whatever makes you happy, go for that. And chuck those pills in the bin. I know it's easier said than done, but I never ever. I said to myself, I won't take these. I won't, and I was determined not to, and I didn't. And I did get myself back out there, and that's when I become a Pontius Blue Coat, and I found me again, myself, and I found what I wanted to do. I got my confidence back. I performed. I got in front of people, and I just thought, you know what, fucking best thing I've ever done. Because I didn't want to leave the fucking house. I didn't want to leave my mum and dad. I couldn't even go on a train. I was scared I was going to die. I was scared I was going to have a heart attack or a brain tumor or a hemorrhage or a blood clot. And I know it sounds really fucked up when I say that, but that was my truth. And I knew I had to bite the bullet and leave home. Hence why I was at Pontins for 2 and a bit years, because it gave me that confidence again of I'm all right, you know.
Jedi Wix is Jamie. Jamie's the guy that makes my video packages for me.
Oh, I love it. Brilliant, Jedi. I love it. They're very fucking good.
So when he's going through all his stuff, he puts his focus in that video package tonight was brilliant.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jeds. I appreciate it. It's fucking.
Cooper said, if you listen to my wife, I make mistakes daily.
No one's perfect, Gaz. I always fuck up. Wrong or right, I always fuck up. I'm the first to admit it. I always fuck up, and I admit my mistakes, and that's the truth. I always do. It probably take me a day or two to admit them, but I always go, look, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I always will do that, whether I'm a stubborn bastard or not. I will always own up to the shit, no matter what.
Daniel Ian Lee. I've just recently come off antidepressants. Feel so much better not having them. Some days are hard, but my little girl keeps me going.
100%. Daniel, make sure you keep to that, because you don't need the happy pills. You don't. Find that one thing in life that gives you meaning, that makes you happy, that makes you feel good, that makes you go on, keep going on, and don't give up. And that is your daughter, just like me. You know, Summer. You know, she keeps me going. So good on you. Keep that up. Don't go off the rails and go on the happy pills. You don't need them. Just your little girl needs you, and you need her. So keep that going.
So keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. We've not got long left because we're getting on a bit.
Getting on.
So I'm just going back through some of the.
That's no good for me. Don't need no one. I don't need nobody. Don't need no one.
So you blindsided me a minute ago, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to ask you outright. You blindsided me. I didn't see one of your answers coming until you said it.
Okay.
When Cooper asked you about relationships and stuff like that, and we weren't going to go into that tonight, but it's just a quick question.
Yeah.
And we talked about this, probably not this in particular, whatever it is, but over years of different things that's happened with both of us and discussions that we've had. If you're saying that you still love someone, so my advice, if I was speaking to you without being here, would have been, why would you not sort it?
Well, sometimes, I mean, you got to do what's best for you and be happy. Because if you're not happy within yourself, then what's the point? Because sometimes selfishly, and I am selfish sometimes, self-love is important. And if you can't make yourself happy, you can't make that other person happy. Selfishly, yes. So I'm doing it because I want to be happy.
But you don't get a lot of chances in life to be actually happy. In fact, I'm sure I've said that to you before.
Yeah.
But and I believe I got lucky. I got very lucky with.
Yeah, Kel's a great girl, you know, and I'm really pleased you found your soulmate. And not many people do. Not many people find their soulmate. Not many people find their one true love, you know. And you're fortunate for that, and that's great. And I'm so happy for you both. Like, honestly, and don't get me wrong, I do still love this girl, but for me personally, right now in this moment in time in my life, I just feel I'm happy just being on my own. And that's nothing bad. It's maybe selfish. I know I'll probably get some hate for this, but sometimes you got to make yourself happy before you make anyone else happy, and that's the truth.
Daniel says, I say to myself, I shouldn't have to put a pull on me to make me happy when there's so much happiness in life.
Very true. Very true.
Jamie says, how was 2017 having to put up with Owen face to face? Wow.
Well, we go back a long way. To be fair, I mean, we don't talk as much now because he's got a lot of, he's got a family and he's got a lot of, things going on in his life, shall I say. But back in the day, it was quite constant, but also, we played the wrestling game together. It was, we go back a long way, a very long way. And like I said, he knows everything about my life, a lot, and I'm talking probably more so than a lot of people that are close to me. And you know that, and you know a lot about me.
Cooper says, love is precious. It starts from within, and you have to be willing to share.
Yeah.
Fair comment.
Yeah, fair comment, guys. I think that's, very true. You're right. Like I said, sometimes, you got to be happy within yourself. But no, I get where you're coming from. Who knows? Never say never. But for me, I'm just trying to, probably find me again. Yeah, found love, cherish it. Yeah, I get it, guys. I get it.
Kelly says, having a family, don't stop other people picking up a phone. I hate people that use that as an excuse. That's really true as well. Really true as well.
Yeah. I know that it's a joint effort. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you right here and right now. I am the worst fucking person in this world for keeping in touch with people. I am the worst motherfucker alive to text first, to phone first, to email first, whatever. I am the worst person ever. And you can ask any of you know it, Owen.
Yeah.
Ask any of my other closest friends, even my family, my sisters. They're like, why don't you ever message us, seeing how we are? And I'm the worst fucker for it. And I totally hold my hands up. I am. Unless you message me first, I'm a right fucking asshole because I don't message you first. So I get it.
And then you get shitty and you send a message saying you don't fucking speak to me anymore and stuff like that. That's I've had that for a long time, and then it all comes back around. It's all right. And it's life gets in the way, but I more believe now that and with everything that's happened in my personal life in the last few years, which has been everything since my mum died and all that stuff.
Yeah, you've been through a lot.
And I'm not saying about you in particular, but only select people I still spoke to after everything happened, and I felt quite alone in a lot of them times that I couldn't talk to people. I ended up I got some help and stuff for that and whatever. And
you've been through a lot over the past few years. I get it. You have. And I was part of that. Not like me, I didn't make you depressed, but I knew some of it, you know. I knew
you did a bit with one name, but don't fucking say it. And I'm telling you now, don't fucking say it. Because I'll fucking and what the interview won't end well.
I won't mention his name. No, Owen, I won't. But yeah, that made me laugh a lot.
Get in that Renault, hang on. Get in that Renault, hang out the sunroof with roses between your teeth and sweep the loss off her feet.
Get in that Renault. I haven't got a sunroof on it though, but guys, never say never. But I have 3 women in my life at the moment. That's my daughter, my mum, and my Renault 5. And who knows what else? I don't know. Never say never is all I'm going to say.
I've got 2 comments here.
Okay.
I'm gonna fire them up because I'll always say that everyone's got they're not bad.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna fire them up because it's all about honesty or whatever. And
yeah, please do. Yeah, I'll answer it. If you love someone, aren't you happy? So how do you love? Well, good question.
On the other one.
All about. Well, sometimes you've got to make yourself happy before you make anyone else happy, because no one walks in your shoes. No one. And selfishly, yeah, I'm selfish, admittedly.
And there's an honest message from Kelly on there, because she's always a voice of reason. If she happy, then let her be happy. Don't wait till you're happy. That's not fair.
No, you're right.
Yeah, grab things when you can. Like
yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. Like a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Cooper says, "I've got cutting gear. We can make a sunroof."
Well, go on then.
Hang on. Daniel Ian Lee says, "What's your next stage in life?"
Wherever it takes me, Daniel. You know, at the moment, I just take opportunities if and when they come in. I just plod along with life. You know, I'm always working. or doing gym or something, prepping. So whatever comes, basically.
For need of a better expression.
But yeah, very true.
Jamie says, any plans of getting back on the panto scene again? He's always
yeah, I've got Panto already booked this year in Lowestoft, playing Gaston again, like I did last year in Bridlington. So I'm doing Panto in Lowestoft this year. And yeah, already booked. In fact, I got booked in probably February time. So it was pretty cool.
Cooper's all over it tonight. Think of that scene from Pretty Woman. Cooper's all about love. He's all about love.
Yeah, of course.
He wants to see people love. See, last time we were on a live, I didn't see this going down this way at all tonight at all. But Cooper is like he remembers everything. So the last time we were live, we had 3 songs and we done all that and whatever, and we had a good talk about lots of things and stuff. So he's picked up about the whole love thing and grabbing it, keeping it, all that stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Same things we talked about privately and that as well. It's one of them, you know what
I mean? Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I'm just, I'm just happy on my own at the moment. I'm just, that's all I got to say on that. Really, I'm just happy being on my own. Yes, I still love her, but I'm happy being on my own, and that's the truth. And I can't help how I feel. That's selfish, yes, it is, but that's how I feel.
That's fair. Just don't ever regret anything.
I know. I mean, maybe I will regret things, but I get what you're saying.
So I've always been honest with you, always. So we're just about there. We've covered the mental health side of things. We've talked about love. We've talked about success. We talked about all the TV stuff. And I normally finish off with a couple of straight questions, and I never tell what the question is until the end, because it's a raw reaction and an honest reaction, and that is simply when your time is up and when you're gone.
Yeah.
What I forgot what the word is. How would you like to be remembered, and what will your legacy be?
Wow. Okay, to sum it up, showman, selfish, and living life for no one but myself. Selfish as that sounds, maybe, but definitely a showman and a selfish man. Yeah, something along those lines. Probably wrong answer.
Says, I'll give you a twirl and a fiver for a reach around.
But a reach around, I don't know what that is, but yeah. But yeah, that's probably what, because I know I am stubborn and selfish, and I get that. I am. I am caring. I think I'm caring sometimes. But I know. I also know I'm sometimes a bit, as you know, an arsehole.
And so there's Kelly with an honest, realistic question.
So fame is the most important thing to you then? I wouldn't say it's the most important thing to me. Okay, but I suppose once you've had it, it is kind of addictive. If it comes again, it comes. If it don't, it don't. At the end of the day, you know, I'm grateful for the things I have in my life, but it's not the most important thing.
And
Although,
that's sorry to cut you off. That's different to a few years ago when you'd done the things that you'd done. It slowed down, and this is my experience with you. But you would have done anything to get more and more and more, because, like you just said, you get addicted to it.
Yeah, of course.
And that's the first time I've heard you saying it slightly different.
If it happens, it happens. I mean, again, if I get a second opportunity, great. If I don't, then it's not meant to be. But you know, many people don't get even one opportunity, let alone a second. You know, so if it comes again, great. I'm all open arms. If it don't happen, hey, look, I've had the opportunity, and I'm still performing. It's not like I'm not. So there we go. What will be, will be.
And at least you still get the gigs and stuff. You still do what you wanted to do in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Yeah. You said you want your legacy to be a showman, so that means that fame is most important. Or am I reading it wrong? She's proper, like.
It's not the most important, but you know, showman is in that. You know, okay. Let me put it this way. At the end of my act, when I'm on stage, I always say this, and this is from the heart. I'm not the best singer in the world, but if I can make one person or people smile out or laugh out there tonight who's going for a really fucking hard time, then I've done my job. At the end of the day, I'm on stage. I switch. I'm not me. I just switch, and I am the showman without sounding big-headed. And 9 times out of 10, I have a fucking good gig. I get people on the dance floor. I get people smiling and happy, and I get a lot of good feedback. And for me, if I can make that happen and make people smile and laugh when they're going for a real shit time, then that is a good thing to do. So it's not about just being a showman, but also being happy. And you can't take out of you what you are. You know, you're an actor, you're an electrician, you're whatever. For me, that's the only thing I know. I'm shit at everything else. I'm shit at maths. I'm shit at anything to do with this brain. I'm not the best at. But creativity, being on stage, performing, is what I only know.
And I've, again, many conversations over the years, and more so when we were on tour and stuff like that. And I always said to you, when you, I know you in the way that your head can just blow up, like as in on the tour, for instance. We've got all these gigs, and there's so much happening, and there's so many people want to see you, because I've seen it, I've been there, like the place is mental, all the rest of it. Your head blows up. And I always say, and it was always a grounding comment. I always said to you, you're not fucking Robbie Williams.
No,
you do your thing, like, and that's, and if that's enough to get gigs and that, then that's fucking it, innit? Like, that's what matters. Like that puts money in the pocket. That puts food on the table. Do you know what I mean? It's
absolutely. That's what I love. You know, you can't. You know, if you've got a passion for something and you enjoy it, that's the main thing. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Got another one to stick on.
Women are addictive too. Not for me. They have photos of me, of course, but I'm not interested. I'm there to perform, to sing, and that's it. As I said to you before, I mean, doesn't appeal to me. I just want to, you know, do what I love, perform, and be happy, and that's it. But no women for me, 100%.
See, I don't want to drag that one on at all, and
That's my truth, though. You know,
I can't understand the mentality of just one thing, that if you love someone and in the next breath say that it's just about you or whatever. I'm trying to figure out. Like I don't know, maybe I'm built different, but I know that when I fell in love with Kelly, nothing else in the whole world mattered.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't matter. I gave up everything, I lost everything, and I'll do anything for her and for the kids, and that's my life.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to understand where you're coming from with that. Like, if you love someone, you don't get that many chances in life. So
yeah, I know, but everyone's different, Owen. You know, not everyone's the same. Otherwise, we'll all be robots. So for me, yeah, you're right. I get what you're saying, but everyone is different. And you know, yeah, you can still love someone, but you know, you just, if you're happy on your own, then that's that. Selfishly, yeah. So
here's a good question. One last question from before bed. If you were planning a dinner party, who are the 3 guests you would want there from the past or present, and why?
Ooh. Okay, 3 guests. Does that include family or
anyone? I think.
Okay, I would have my daughter Summer, because you know she's my world. I would have Simon Cowell and difficult one. 3 people: Summer, Simon, and because I haven't seen you in a while, Aaron. Probably you.
You ass sucking motherfucker.
Of course.
Women weaken knees. Mickey Rock said so. That's true. That's very true. I've got to pin this one. We're just about there.
Can't read it.
So how do you not make your close people happy, but only the strangers? Do you prefer the people you love to be sad in the background and the strangers for the front happy?
Well, it depends. If the people, you know, that are close to you make you unhappy, then, you know, there's no point, is there? So I think that's fair. If they make you unhappy, it's not about strangers. It's just sometimes you know, being on stage is kind of, you're making them smile. But if the people close to you are making you miserable and unhappy, then what's the point? Life's short, isn't it?
So yeah, informative.
Yeah. It's been emotional.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So yeah, I did ask my last question, and we ended up rambling on since. But so what is next? What is, because I think it's time for the showman to maybe think about it at some point, because you're same age as me, a year younger, a year older. I can't remember years.
43 now, Aaron. Yeah.
44 this year.
Yeah, correct.
I just turned 45 this year.
You old bastard.
It, as much as doing what you love and all the rest of it, is it not time to settle down?
Don't know. Never say never, but me being a stubborn, selfish bastard, sometimes I am. I've still got, kind of that dream in my head. I haven't quite quit yet, although there is another avenue that is come up, which is like a PCSO job. So who knows? But for me, as I said, I'm just trying to make myself happy. And just, kind of focus really. Who knows what's around the corner? Never say never. But sometimes you've got to be happy because no one else walked in your shoes.
Stevi, honest answer every question truthfully.
Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate that. I like to try and be.
Life's short, not to waste other people's time too. We need to eat spiders.
You fucking wish, guys.
Jamie loves midgets. Where's it gone?
Thanks, man.
This has been the best night session by far.
Thanks, James. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So yeah.
It's been emotional.
That's about this for the night.
I think I've answered everything quite honestly, and I know what I am. I know, I'm not the best, and I know I'm an arsehole and selfish and get all that. I am, but I'm honest about it, and but never say never. That's all I'm going to say. As the words of the Undertaker, never say never.
Always comes back to wrestling. I think that the best way to finish on this one tonight is to see different. Is to every single interview is different, but I think never leave things too late.
Yeah.
Make the extra step to fix anything that's wrong in life because you only get one shot. And this from my own personal experience. Do what makes you happy.
That is the one that I always will go to. You got to do what makes you happy. Selfishly, yes, but you got to do what makes you happy. And that's the truth.
Never say never, but don't hurt people in the process. 100%. 100%. That's coming from somebody that's been hurt a lot in our life.
Yeah, of course.
If you go for the PCSO, can you test your cuffs on Daniel? Daniel's a dirty. Sorry, brother. Steel legs or spider legs? Jeez. He'll eat anything. And Cooper says get him in the jungle. So yeah. So that is it for tonight.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate that.
As always, you can kind of set these things out, but they can go anyway. And I think people understand a lot more about both sides of life, if you know what I mean.
Totally.
People, let's say PCS, so don't get cast. There are people who ain't got the balls to be real police. Just saying. Is that the public? Is that the ones who wear the blue thing round the hat and that?
Yeah, the fake police, as they call it. So I've got options. Who knows? I'll just see where the road takes me.
And a last comment on there. Where's it gone? Therefore, I can get away with it because I admit my wrongs. Oh my God. Daniel says, tie me down and sing to me. Wow. Moss spider eggs and kangaroo testicles. Maybe we should try that on Cooper versus Wilson. Anyway, I appreciate you coming in.
No, thanks for getting me on. Appreciate it.
Ours gone on much longer than anticipated, but there was a lot of comments tonight.
Yeah, there was
more than normal, and try and get through them. So
appreciate it.
I'll speak to myself anyway. But what I'll normally do now is drop you backstage, and you can either jump out or with a thing in the corner, or wait until after I finish the show and thing it in. But I know that you were wanting to get away earlier, so
yeah, I got up tomorrow, and then I've got to drive 6 hours for a gig. So, you know, it's been a pleasure, Owen. Thanks for getting me on the show, and I've enjoyed it. So, thank you.
We've got a night coming up at some point. I'll need to.
All right.
We're doing a thing for our part at some point. We'll
Okay.
talk about it.
Let me know.
Cheers, TV. Let's get the roof cut off the Renault. Thanks for tonight, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Thanks for questions from everyone.
Boys and girls, I'll give you Stevi Ritchie, and it is a good night from him.
Good night. God bless. Take care. Over and out.
So there you go, guys. The man himself. That interview could have went in a million different ways. I didn't even see where it was all coming from tonight. There's so many comments. I couldn't keep up with them all. There was hundreds. Thank you very much for everyone that came in. Really appreciate it. And yeah, so all really good, guys. All really good. Again, I'll say simply this: everyone deserves to be happy. There is no shame in admitting mistakes, and you know, no idea. People coming in now, too late. They're gone. Was refreshing. No. I need to. Just to let you know, I was watching on. No problem at all, Brandon. No problem, mate. Yep. So yeah, thanks very much for coming in. That was the night sessions. We'll see what comes of this one. Hopefully we answered some questions and put some things right. It was a tough one tonight, if I'm honest. Tough one. Good, informative. As I've said, I know the guy, and you know I'm always honest, and what goes on his life is up to him. But you know, as I said, you know, you get one chance, and if you do, you take that chance, and it's simple as that, guys. I don't know. I personally always give my thoughts, and my thoughts are if you love somebody, you make it count, and you grab it and you never let it go, and that's the way that life should be. You know, I'm always objectionable about comments about what people say in these interviews, and I always will be. I have my opinions. I don't agree with a lot of opinions, and I agree with a lot of other opinions. But to wrap up, wish him the best. Go get the girl, Stevie. 100%, 100%. And that just leads me on to, I love how honest you are. I absolutely love it. And I'm the same. But just on Cooper's comment there, go get a girl. Don't let people get away. If you're a innocent person, it was never supposed to be this way. This interview, you know what I mean? Never supposed to be this way. But if you are in love or you love someone, I can't understand the logic in wanting to be on your own at all. I can't understand that. Because while you're basking in your own sunshine, the sun comes up or the sun goes down. And it's a shame. It's a shame. But as he said, never say never. But I mean, look, if you're still watching, Stevie, never say never doesn't kick it. You've got to, and I'll tell you this to yourself. If you want something, you get it. You've done it with your music. You've done it with your career. I've been in relationships that I wasn't happy in. Kelly's been in relationships she was very unhappy in. Hang on. 2-1. Yeah, but people shouldn't have to wait for someone else to be happy, because that person will grow to be happy without them, and that would ruin it for the person. It's not fair. 100%. 100%. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, I think people will lose out if they don't make moves and hold on. And that's what I said to him when he was there, as you've seen. If you say that you love somebody or whatever, then sometimes the real thing only comes along once in your life, and if you don't grab it, what's the point? What's the point? Because the longer that you're selfish and want to be on your own, then you're fucked, because the ship is sailed by then, and you've got to grab it by the balls and do what you've got to do. Just quickly go through them. 100%, 100%, Daniel, 100%. And it's. I mean, look, crazy. Love conquers all. 100%. I used to love Conquerors when I was a kid. But that is life. I just got a voice message. So yeah, that is it for tonight, guys. That is the night sessions. I hope you enjoyed that. It would have been nice if there was a lot more people in the comments, but the comments were really good. The questions were really nice tonight. Some honesty in that comments as well. Couldn't get them all on. Yeah, 100%. Agree. But But yeah, so always enjoy a catch up with Stevie. Night Brun. I head into bed on and Kelly chat saying, yeah, no problem, mate. No problem. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. And I'll be speaking to you soon. That's for sure. Yeah. I'm kind of a bit blindsided. Usually I'd just be done and that's it. I'm a bit blindsided. I don't know what to make of things sometimes. But yeah, I'm in my own mind, that's for sure. But yeah, all good. For sure. But yeah, we will maybe continue this one night. We'll see. But thanks everyone. Anyway, listen, it is Thursday. We usually do this on a Wednesday. Make your own mind up, but don't let people walk all over you and make a mug of you. 100%. 100%. Yeah, 100%. Saturday night, we're back with Saturday night takeout. Make sure you're there. Big prizes to be won. Pre-bids will be open later on tonight or tomorrow. So do not miss out on that. And then we'll be back on Tuesday night with Cooper versus Wilson. The score is 3-2 at the moment. We'll be doing our challenge, and then it'll be Harper's Fund auction. Again, it just brings me back to up here is a QR code if you want to donate to Harper's Fund. I don't explain too much about it on these shows, just on the Harper's Live. Any help is massively appreciated. Nobody will ever understand how much it means. So everyone that has donated so far, that has donated stuff for us to auction for the big night at the end of June, thank you so much. That announcement is about to drop for the 24-hour live. We will announce that. So from me to you, really appreciate y'all. Lots and lots of love. There's some big ones coming up soon. The night session is the next one. Possibly we're thinking of getting maybe 9 people in. It won't be an interview. It'll be a night session. People in with mental health issues, with illnesses, disabilities, so that we can talk in a room and we can chat about stuff and we can chat about the system and chat about all things that people are going through and whatever, and try and help the people that come in the comments and make it that community feel and have something like that. We have got interviews lined up, but I just think we should break it up a little bit and maybe have that. There's a lot of opinions and everyone's opinion matters. So keep an eye out for that. I'll announce it soon. Until then, take very good care of yourselves. I'll just take the comments here before I press the button. Take it easy. And most importantly, go fuck yourself.